So you've got your ideas for your event going. Do you have your digital strategy team in place? If not, we're going to look at why and who should be on that team. Hey guys, I'm Sheryl Loch with Ginger Roots Media, and I do digital marketing strategy. And I'm here with.
Hey guys, I'm Lainey Sullivan and I do event production and we do conferences, events, and workshops for clients all over the world. All right, so today we're talking about your digital team. So here's the thing. I'm an event planner. I produce events. I don't do social media. I'm on social media. But I have this one for all my social media crap because I hate it. So Sheryl, let's talk about your digital team. Who do we need to bring on to the team to handle the different areas that we need for social media?
Okay, so once your event is in the works, you've got your idea, you've got your event planner hired, you're laying out your speakers, you're laying out how the event's going to go. Now, this is 6 to 12 months before your live event. This is not the week before, the month before. This is out there 6 to 12 months before your event. And the bigger your event, probably the longer it should be
You
away
need to
from the
be
event.
at least 12 months out, the bigger the event.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, it's a rush job. So when you're 6 to 12 months out, you're getting things lined up. You're going to want to make sure you have a social media manager in place. This is someone that is going to take care of all your social media or manage your team of social media people. You're not going to be able to handle this on your own, especially not for a big event. It's going to be overwhelming for you. So you want that social media manager in place.
Can I ask a question really quick? What is the job of the social media manager during the event? I know we're going to dive into it a little bit farther, but what's their job during the event?
It's going to depend on the event, Lainey.
Okay.
Seriously. I mean, if you're going to have live video during the event, maybe you're streaming it for your people that can't get there, your social media manager is going to make sure everything is going smooth, taking care of customer service during the live event. You've got attendees. That social media manager is going to be on every platform, and they are going to make sure that either the social media team or they themselves are answering questions. If your attendees have questions where maybe they're in their hotel or in a taxi and all they can do is get to Twitter or Facebook. So depending on your event and what you have planned, the bigger the event, the more likely it is the social media manager is going to take care and do troubleshooting and customer service and help the attendees or those watching at home if you live stream make sure they have a great experience by just filling in what they need to get to the event successfully.
And I just wanted to bring that up because it's not just about posting pictures. There's a lot more to social media during your event.
Oh, yeah. And it can be exciting and fun
Could be for the right person.
if your event's going good. If your event sucks, it sucks for the social media manager. But, we'll get into that later, I'm sure. So you've got your social media manager that is going to handle all the crap that you don't want to, going to help manage people, make sure everyone's doing their job. Then you're going to need your photographer hired. You're going to need to decide who you want to do your photography. They need to be scheduled because if you get a photographer and they plan these things out ahead of time. They've got other events they do. You can't call them at the last minute and say, hey, can you travel across the world or can you come to this city for these days? You need them planned out. You need to decide and work with them to find out what your shot list that during your event, what you want them to do. I would say there's even chances, depending on where your event's at and where your photographer is, you might even plan out some pre-event shots with them if that's in your budget and it's workable for all of you. So once you've got your photographer scheduled in, shot lists are being made, then you want to make sure your videographer is also scheduled and your shot lists are being done. This is going to include what are they going to do video of during your event. If you're going to live stream, that's a whole new ball game, so keep that in mind. You're going to have to make sure that you've not just got a little guy with a video camera pointed at the screen at the stage. It doesn't work that
Can you
way.
tell we've seen it all?
So yeah, if you
Don't
want to
do that.
live stream for your people at home, you're going to need to have that researched, and you're going to need to make sure you have someone with that capability, that they understand how that works.
And we have a resource for live streaming.
Oh yes, we do.
Mhm.
I like him. He's so sweet.
I know.
But
Who is he? Guess we'll find out.
you're going to need to make sure that is all in place, because the video is going to be very important. You may offer a video copy after the event, is another great way you can add to the excitement. So when your participants get home, maybe you send them a little DVD or they have access online. Keep all these things in mind and find the right person to do it.
And you could hire potentially the same company to do your videography and photography. You want the two to work together in tandem, because you don't want your photographer getting in the way of your videographer, and vice versa. So it's really important that those two do connect and work together, so you don't have them getting in each other's way once a live event happens.
And both of those people need to understand they will need to communicate with your social media manager in the event that something screws up. That social media manager needs to know how to troubleshoot the problems if it's a live stream. They need to understand how someone can access pictures, what pictures they can access. All of this has to be communicated to everyone. This isn't a photographer works by himself, videographer works by himself, and the social media manager's out here just taking a freaking guess on what the other two are doing. Everybody has to be an actual team to make it successful.
And it's really important before your event goes live and as you're leading up to the event, make sure that you're having a digital strategy meeting with those components and those people, because that way everybody is on the same page, everybody's got the same shot list, everybody understands who's responsible for what functions during the event, and there's no crossover. Everybody's got their roles, their responsibilities, and their duties, and everybody's already in communication before the event, so nobody's showing up to the event blind going, I don't know who the hell this person is, but they're in my way, get them out of my way. And then they're like, wait, I'm the videographer, I'm the photographer, and I have rights to be here. It creates cohesiveness and some, a good sense of calm if you do it ahead of time.
And it makes me happier.
And me too.
I cuss less, she cusses less, we're happier.
Yes.
And
I don't want to break necks up at that point.
No.
No.
And if you do, don't get them on video. Make sure they understand.
Okay.
So whenever you go to hire these people, also keep in mind that they're going to have some photographers and videographers will have certain stipulations in their contract where you cannot use their things without their permission or whatever. Make sure you got all that cleared. So once you've got everybody hired, you've got them connected, you've got them talking and communicating, then you're going to want to decide who is going to do the editing and handling of your images and your video. So these people may only take your pictures, they may only take your video. What are you going to do with it afterwards? And most of these companies will offer that service. You have to make sure that's in place. Otherwise, you could get, let's see, a boatload of raw footage in a format you have no way of dealing with because you can't upload it straight to YouTube. Would be me. And therefore, you've got masses of video that would be great to promote your event next year or your venues and your sponsors, but it's sitting on a drive and you can't do anything with it because you don't know how or don't have the right tools. So make sure that is well planned. And I'm just thinking of the last instance where, yeah, we get a boatload of files and they're like, I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, yeah, send them to me. But anyway,
We did just have that happen.
hey, but we got it now.
We got to figure it out.
Yeah. So after you've got all that in place, then you need content distribution strategy. Are you going to be using these images, these videos, all of this on your social media platforms? Are you going to make DVDs that you're going to mail out? Are you going to have a special site behind a wall where certain people who attended or paid for the live streaming, they'll have access to watch afterwards? You might just say, you know what? We're going to cut clips of it and put it up on YouTube and use it for highlight reels. There's a variety of things you can do with all of this imagery you're collecting, but you need to know what you're going to do with it, why you're going to do certain things with it, and that has to be done way out or you've got another mess. And when you start planning all this, that has to be in the back of your mind, what way you are going to use all of this stuff you're collecting, because if it's not planned in, it's a real cluster later. So I think that, I mean,
It pretty much covers your team. And so if you guys need shot lists, I have videographer and photographer shot lists. I also have a timeline of when all of this stuff needs to start happening within your event. If you're planning a year out or 6 months out, I've got actually I have an 18-month timeline. So if you really want to know what the timeline looks like, you can go to eventsbylaney.com/roadmap and you can get the roadmap and you can get the videographer and photographer shot lists. You can get the timeline and you can actually start planning and preparing way ahead of time and really knocking out these issues and preventing issues. It's all about prevention. Don't be reactive, because when you're reactive, people at your events, they know it. So,
and your social media manager trying to handle all that knows it.
Yeah, this is why, yeah, take care of your social media person, please.
Yeah, they're kind of your hub and they can really get grumpy. But go over to Events by Laney, check out what she's got for advanced planning, and be sure to subscribe to our email list, because we're going to do some live Q&As, but only for those people on the list. So those won't probably be on YouTube. We'll just take questions and answers as you're figuring out how to plan your event. Now for this video, I want you to be sure to like it, dislike it, comment on it, share it with your friends.
Yes.
Take some action.
And download the freebie that we're going to give you in your email.
That's in the email list.
That's in the email. Oh, you don't get it unless you're on the email. Ha!
I wasn't going to start threatening them yet. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video.